Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we are spinning a win in Historic with Momir. That's right, Pool of Vigorous Growth, not just Pool of Vigorous Growth, Pool of Vigorous Growth and Tome of the Infinite, smash them together, the two randomest cards from Jumpstart Historic Horizons. See what happens. That's the plan for today. Let's talk about the deck, jump into some games, see it in action. All right, so here is our Momir Historic control deck, and we are built around literal Momir in Historic, Pool of Vigorous Growth, which once we cast it, it's literally the Momir Vig avatar. Pay X, tap it, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of a random creature with that mana value, only do it as a sorcery. So what this deck wants to do is get up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, some large amount of mana, and then every turn, we just draw a card for our turn, discard a card, make a massive creature. Sure, we can't really control what we're getting, but if we can get up to, 8, 9 mana, somewhere in that range, even 7 mana, even the worst hits are still going to be pretty powerful. Like a bad 7 or 8 drop is still probably like a 5/5 flyer or something. And the good ones are like Grizzlebrands and Ionas and Ulamigs and things that just pretty much immediately win us the game. So that's goal number 1 of the deck. However, that's not the only new Historic card we got. We also have the full 4 copies of Tome of the Infinite. Tome of the Infinite, 3 to cast, 1 blue mana. We conjure a random card from its spellbook into our hand, and we can cast it, although we had mana of any color. So Tome of the Infinite, not quite as random a Pool of Vigorous Growth. Pool of Vigorous Growth, we can hit any creature of the correct mana value that's on Arena, and there's even been some added to Arena that you can't play in any format just for Momir and Pool of Vigorous Growth. So we really have no control over it. Tome of the Infinite, there are 10 options. It's still pretty random though. We have good removal spells like Lightning Bolt and Swords to Plowshares. We have Ponder, which is like never bad. Duress, really good against control. On the other hand, we have some stuff that's very narrow and situational. Like Assault Strobe, normally going to be kind of a whiff for us. We don't have that many creatures, although occasionally we make a big creature with Momir and then can Assault Strobe and win. So there are ways we can take advantage of all of these cards. None of them are truly dead, but some of them are situationally dead. There's certainly times where we really need a removal spell to stay alive, and we hit an Assault Strobe, and it's very, very painful. So there is a lot of randomness here as well. The other thing I love about this deck is this synergy. Because we're playing Pool of Vigorous Growth and Tome of the Infinite, we can kind of get around the whiffs on Tome of the Infinite. Let's say we Tome of the Infinite, 1 mana, and we conjure up an Assault Strobe, and we really don't want Assault Strobe. We can always discard it to Pool of Vigorous Growth to make a massive creature and try again the next turn. So essentially, at its absolute worst, Tome is pay 1 mana, draw an extra card that we can discard to Pool of Vigorous Growth, so we don't have to discard whatever we drew for the turn, and we always have fuel for a Pool of Vigorous Growth. So that is the goal of the deck. That's all we're trying to do. We are playing these super random cards and just trusting that the randomness is going to work in our favor, going to win us the game eventually. Otherwise, I imagine Pool of Vigorous Growth, really painful to spin it like 3 mana, 4 mana. We really got to get to 6, 7, 8 mana for it to be good. When you're doing it at the lower mana values, the whiff potential is just too high. It is definitely potential. It is definitely possible to hit like a 5 mana 1/1 or something, which is just really brutal. So we really need a lot of mana to make it work. For this, Growth Spiral, Into the North, Cultivate, get us up to the 7, 8 mana range where Pool of Vigorous Growth becomes really insane. Hydroid Crosses, Shock Typhoon, give us some blockers, draw some cards, gain us some life, find us our combo pieces, a bunch of removal, Baffling End, Declaration in Stone, some sweepers, Memory Lapse as a counter. Basically, we're just trying to slow the game down till we can get our random Historic cards online and trust that those cards are going to win us the game. Mana base, pretty typical stuff. Sideboard, bunch more removal for aggro, a bunch of counters in Immortal Sun for control, Rest in Peace for graveyard decks, Yosharn for sack decks, and that is Momir Historic control. That's our Against Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into some games. See what happens. I have literally no idea. Is this deck good or bad? I think it could be either in any given game because we're built around these incredibly random effects. So from one game to the deck's going to play a lot differently. It's going to depend on random spins of Pool of Vigorous Growth. If we hit the right thing, maybe we steal a win. If we hit the wrong thing, we can lose. Same with Tome of the Infinite. Hitting the right card could potentially win us the game. Hitting the wrong card could potentially make us lose. So crazy things will happen. Good or bad, I don't know. We're going to find out. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the randomness, the insanity, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Looking for some sweet new Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms cards? Well, you can order them now from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Against the odds time, we are Hearthstoning in Magic, playing some Momir control. And this hand, we don't have any Hearthstone cards, unfortunately, but we can ramp into a Hydroid Crosses. Could find us some Hearthstone cards. Oh boy, mono red. Oh dear, goblins. That's very frightening. Tap lane, go. So opponent, presumably mulliganing for Muxus. We're gonna need to find a Wrath Instigator. Wow, did our opponent mulligan into a turn 3 Muxus draw? Perhaps. Wow. All right, into the north. I mean, this does give us a Wrath next turn. Do we live until next turn? If they go land Muxus haste, we could just literally die here. Wily Goblin. Okay, that's better. Opponent hits us. All right, not dead yet. Not dead yet. And now we get to Wrath. Please play more things before we Wrath. All right. The day of judgment has come for the goblins. Opponent's still not that far from Muxus. Land. Cranko. Into the north. Snow-covered forest. Pass the turn. More Wraths, please. We might need 2. We might need 2 Wraths this game. Opponent. Ooh, Chieftain. That's not what we want to see. Hasty goblins. Well, we will go Spiral. Wrath? No. Glacial Fortress. Opponent gonna get in for. All right, this is basically it. We need to hit a Wrath here. Tome of the Infinite. Down to 10. Not a Wrath. Okay. Then we need to conjure a Swords to Plowshares or Lightning Bolt. All right, Lightning Bolt on the Chieftain. That was good Hearthstone card. Good Hearthstone card. Good boy. Good boy, Hearthstone. Opponent passes. Prospector. Many goblins. And they have Muxus. Oh, God. Well, no haste, please. No. Woo! I think our opponent must have just drawn that because they would have played it earlier if they could have. Wow! And they exactly hit haste. Oh, my God. Oh, goblins. All right. Well, that was brutal. Declaration Stone in, Baffling End in, Wrath of God in, Settle the Wreckage in, Yasharn in. Go down. How do we find room for all this? Let's go down the Shark Typhoons. Go down 1 Crosses in the Cultivate. Let's try it like that. Oh, so close. Muxus. Well, I think TLDR that match. We got out Hearthstone. Opponent's playing the OG Hearthstone card in Muxus. Maybe it's just better than the new ones. All right, well, we got a Wrath. Land go. Opponent Mountain. Skirk Prospector. Well, land and Pool of Vigorous Growth. Go. Opponent. Reading Momir. Snoop. Hits us for 1. Well, land and, let's Tome. Or actually, let's Into the North. We can't activate Tome yet anyway, so we might as well Into the North. Pass the turn. The more mana, the better for Pool of Vigorous Growth. Opponent. Land. War Chief. Hits us. Well, now we got a Wrath. Rathu. Temple Garden tapped. Go. Opponent. Matron. All right. Well, we get to start conjuring. So Forest. Tome of the Infinite. All right, conjure us something good, Tome. Opponent, land. War Chief. Well, let's conjure. Oh, boy. We're very good at drawing Assault Strobe, even though it is our worst card. Another Tome. Well, let's conjure. Ponder. Do any of these cards do anything? Not really. Is Yasharn worth it? Probably not. All right, we're just going to shuffle. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Muxus. Well, Memory Lapse. Conjuring a Force Spike would be the absolute best. Come on, Tome. Please not an Assault Strobe. Duress. Yeah, we're probably dead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Crosses X4. Well, you can see the downside of Tome of the Infinite. It does draw a card, but those cards are not always useful. We've activated it twice, and we did hit a Ponder. Well, we activated it 3 times. Ponder is good. Duress, Assault Strobe, dead. All right, mucks us away. So we gotta hope they don't hit haste, and then we still gotta hope we draw into something. If they hit haste, and a reasonable number of goblins, we likely die. About it. Are they not muxusing? We'll take the timeout. About it. All right, there's a land. There's a Muxus. Come on, no haste, no haste, no haste. Double Matron. Well, we're not immediately dead. This does mean many more Muxuses are to come, though, and we don't currently have an answer for them. Cranko. Muxus. Well, let's conjure. Oh my god, so many Assault Strobes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, all right, make a 7. How about an Elish Norn? We'll take an Elish Norn. Archipelago, all right. Well, yeah. Here comes Muxus number 2. That is very much not a Elish Norn. About it. 8 manas. War Chief. Haste guaranteed. Muxus. Well, let's see what they hit. They hit lethal. Betrayed by Assault Strobes. I mean, you can't really complain. You can't really complain when you spin badly with the Hearthstone cards because that's literally what they are. Like, that is their design. So when you keep getting Assault Strobes, that's just the price you pay for playing Hearthstone and Magic. Against the odds time, we are playing some Hearthstone Tribal this week. We got our Tome, so that's something at least. Gonna need Momir eventually, but hopefully Tome can do some work in the meantime. Blood Artist. Well, play the land into the... I mean, if they just have turn 3 combo kill, then I guess they got us. It requires 3 specific cards in your opening hand, which is not especially likely. Opponent passes. Well, land. Tome of the Infinite. Go. Well, now Tome can start hopefully finding us answers. Opponent combat. Hits us. So Hearthstone card number 1 down. Well, Tome. Well, let's ponder. Oh, there's Pool. All right, so let's put them like this and not shuffle. Another memory lapse will keep us safe in the short term. And then Pool of Vigorous Growth can Momir us to the win in the long term, is the idea. Opponent combat hits us. We will take the 1. Well, let's Tome. Ooh, Swords is sweet. That is a good one. Make a 1/1. Draw Pool of Vigorous Growth. Play Pool of Vigorous Growth. Untap land. Pass the turn. Okay. Okay. We've got both of our Hearthstone cards. Let the randomness begin. We got his swords in hand, so we're not going to get comboed. About it. Fragseed Arena. Now we mostly just want to keep developing our mana so we can start making big Momir things and still have mana up to interact. Also, really cute synergy that I love about this deck. Ooh, Davriel. Yeah, I think we got to counter that for now. And then swords that. Opponent, yeah, drains us, gets a treasure. We will do some conjuring. Bolt. Play the land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's make a 3. 3 is not an exciting number, but discard Shark Typhoon. Get an Annex, okay. Hit ya. Pass the turn. Maybe we can conjure up a Force Spike for Davriel. That'd be sweet. Bastion. Well, let's conjure. Yeah. Memory lapse. Untap. Untap land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make a 5. With Pool of Vigorous Growth. Discarding a Assault. Yeah, we can discard the land for now. Discard the land. Hit ya. Down to 15. Pass the turn. What does this do? Tiger Tribe Hunter. When you attack with 6 or more total power creatures, you can sacrifice. Oh, you can like fling something. I see. All right, sure. Well, let's Tome. Get a Fog. Untap. Does it have trample? It does. Well, let's conjure. We might be able to get the one-shot kill here. Light of Hope. Why do we have a mana floating? Oh, we tapped the wrong color. I see. Well, Lightning Bolt. The Dork. +1/+1 counter on that. Double strike it. Kill you? Oh no, we're one short. Oh, I miscalculated. Opponent goes to 1. Okay. Okay, that's awkward. So this means our opponent could still theoretically combo off. Oh, I thought we had lethal. Okay, we're good anyway. Yeah, that was awkward. We could have killed the Bastion of Remembrance instead, but we did not. Well, rest in peace in, because it shuts down our opponent's synergies. Yasharn in, and probably like Declaration and Stone Baffling End. What do we go down is the real question. We can go down some Shark Typhoons. Maybe go down 1 Crossus, and like a Memory Lapse and Cultivate? Yeah, let's try it like that. I think that's fine. Well, that was a Momir win. That was the Hearthstone combo win, really. Getting cards from Tome, discarding them to pool, double strike up a Pool of Vigorous Growth creature. Oh, the randomness it is interesting. Well, we got pool. I guess we'll keep. Opponent. Land. So opponent's pretty clearly trying to Vesperlark combo. Cruel Celebrant. Well, land and Baffling End. Keeping the Blood Artist off the battlefield is helpful. Opponent does need one of those to combo. Another Cruel Celebrant. And passes. Well, Baffling End. Baffle the Celebrant. Breeding Pool. Yasharn could be good here. Blood Artist. Yeah, let's Wrath. We really don't want a Blood Artist to stick on the battlefield. Like, that's how our opponent can win. They need the Blood Artist to win the game with Vesperlark and Davriel synergies. We've killed 3 of them. Hopefully they do not have the 4th, because we're running out of ways to kill them. Although we could conjure one up. All right, just runs out Vesperlark. Well, play Yasharn. Get a couple lands. Play the land, pass the turn. So opponent can draw the game if they have Withering, but without a Blood Artist, they can't win the game. All right, Blood Artist. That's scary. All right, less scary. 1, 2, 3. Tome of the Infinite. Let's see if we can conjure up an answer here. Worst case, we can use a Deck and Stone. Well, all right, play the land. Get rid of the Vesperlark. Go attacking. Opponent takes it. Land. They can't sack the clue because of Yasharn, which is nice. Wrath of God. Well, let's conjure. See what we hit. Dark Ritual. Duress you. See what's going on over there. 2 arenas, 2 Davriels. I'll take a Davriel. Go to combat. Attack ya. So we can't lose next turn no matter what. So let's just play Pool of Vigorous Growth. Pass the turn. Our opponent doesn't have the mana. Even if they draw Vesperlark, they can't do everything. Oh, Poe scoops it up. We Hearthstoned him. We conjured up our answers. Momir was about to come down and make big things. Well, opponent was trying some Hearthstone-y combos of their own, but not good enough. Sweet. Against the odds time, we are playing some, well, we're playing some Momir, playing some Hearthstone in Historic this week. Little risky that our opponent could have Thoughtseize, but I like Pool of Vigorous Growth. I know this hand has a lot of lands, but a lot of lands is, it's like a real Momir hand. In Momir, your hand is your deck is literally all lands, so this feels like a pretty reasonable Momir draw. The Wrath would normally be good. Not as good against a Danto Vanguard, but opponent gets and hits us. Sure. Down to 17. What are they playing? This looks like a Death Shadow deck, but these are not Death Shadow colors. Growth Spiral. Put a land into play. Well, play a land. Pool of Vigorous Growth. Well, we got 2. Pool part 2, your go. And let the Momiring begin. Be good, Magic Gods. If you play this deck, yes, a little prayer to the Magic Gods, because you never know. Opponent, Expressive Iteration. I wonder if it's worth Wrathing. We could just Wrath, but we're only getting rid of the Dragon's Rage. Well, if they go land Bombat Courier, then Wrathing is looking more appealing. All right, land Bombat Courier, sure. Well, now we probably do need to Wrath and wait on Momir. Wrath. Opponent can save the Vanguard. Loses Arrest. I'll play the land. Should we make a 1-drop? You know what? I think we're gonna make a 1-drop. What is the best 1-drop we can hit? Anything that blocks a Danto Vanguard is somewhat good. Oh my goodness. That does nothing, literally. I can't attack or block alone. The Momir, that's why you don't make a 1 in Momir. That is exactly why you don't make a 1-drop in Momir. Voted. Expressive iteration. So what we'd like to do is cross this next turn and then hit another land and then start. All right, opponent runs out everything, literally everything. Well, another Wrath would be good. Opponent goes attacking, gets a card, hits us down to 9. Well, that is another Wrath, isn't it? Well, Wrath. Pay the 1. Danto Vanguard has been incredibly obnoxious. This Vanguard is like keeping our opponent in this game through multiple Wraths. What an annoying card to deal with. The opponent gets a Lurrus, plays a tap land, goes attacking, hits us. Well, crosses for 4. Draw a couple of cards. Play the land. Pass the turn. Last card, Lightning Helix to the face. Down to 5. Well, crosses can block Vanguard. Lurrus. Here comes the rebuilding. Dragon Raid's Channeler. Sprite Dragon. Opponent passes. Well, make a 7. We need this to be a good 7. Preferably big and lifelinking. Discard a Tome of the Infinite. Well, it's big. It's big. I think we're still dead, though, right? They recast Bomat Courier. We block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're still... That Adanto Vanguard did some serious work. Well, settle a wreckage in. Wrath of God in. Declaration of Stone Baffling and in. Go down. Memory Lapse. Do we want Rest in Peace? It shuts down Lurrus. Yeah, probably not. Let's run it like that. That Adanto Vanguard's indestructibility was huge. We hit the Raz, but our opponent was able to keep it around, and that was pretty big. That was super big for the opponent. So opponent's just like Jeskai aggro, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's any real theme other than aggressive things that are in Jeskai. Well, 1 land, no keep. Well, this I guess we'll keep. We'll put a... we kind of want all these cards. I guess we gotta put a Wrath to the bottom. Well, tap land, go. Opponent. What 1-drop do we got? Bonded Courier. Hits us. Well, land and into the north. Blue, yeah, let's get a blue source. Pass the turn. Tome of the Infinite would be really nice here. Opponent gets and hits us. Down to 18. I'll play the land past the turn. Opponent seems to be representing a counter. Wow, just Helix to the face. We can make a Shark to try to block the Courier, or force our opponent to use removal on it. Well, Shark time. Do you have more removal? Whoa, opponent cashes in the hand. Interesting. All right. Well, in that case... Oh, opponent scoops it up. All right, we didn't even get to the Hearthstone part. Our opponent just scooped it up kind of instantly. Huh. Do we want to change anything else? We're on the draw this game. Yeah, I mean, run it back. Run it back. Do that again, hopefully. Actually do it, but with Hearthstone cards. In that case, it was a magic card that got our opponent to scoop. That was on another mulligan, too. Well, Pool of Vigorous Growth. That's all it takes. Dragon's Raid's Channeler. Oh, this is definitely a Momir hand. You can see all the lands, opponent land, and Lumen Arc Aspirant. Hits us. Well, Declaration in Stone, Lumen Arc Aspirant. Pass the turn. Expressive Iteration. Well, I mean, this is going to come down to Momir, I think, and what we spin into. Next turn, we can play Momir and tap land, and then we can start spinning for 4s. More removal to get rid of this Dragon's Raid Channeler would be nice at some point. Opponent hits a land. Plays the land. Hits us. Well, Pool of Vigorous Growth. Tap land. Not making a 0-drop past the turn. 0-drops things mostly just die, like Stone Coil Serpent. Opponent, untap land. Sprite Dragon. Oh, we need a Wrath. We need a Wrath. I think in this case, a Shark is better than Momir, unfortunately. We would like to be able to block a flyer, and the odds of hitting something that blocks a flyer are not super high. Opponent. And this cycles for a Wrath, which is important as well. Going to Surveil. There's still a decent ways away from turning on Dragon's Rage. Being able to actually kill it with a Shark would be spectacular. Draws a card. Exiles. Esper Sentinel. Untap land. Esper Sentinel. Goes to combat. Well, I mean, we gotta go for it. We don't really have a choice, so make a Shark. Block Sprite Dragon. Whoa, it actually worked. Okay. That's, oh my goodness, and a Wrath. And a Wrath. One more to turn that on? I'll play a tap land, pass the turn. I think we gotta stick to the Sharks for now. If we can get our opponent to tap out in Wrath, then we're in good shape to start Momiring. Or like get down our Tome, another Esper Sentinel. Luminarch Aspirant. Tap land. Opponent grows the Sentinel. Goes to combat. No attacks. Well, we'll make a Shark. Let's, oh, that's so many cards for our opponent to draw. Should we just be making creatures? Is that our best bet? Yeah, let's make a 5. Discard Tome of the Infinite. Something good. Well, that's a blocker. We will loot. Discard a Into the North. Tap land. Go. No attacks. All right, opponent kills the Shark, turns on the Dragon's Rage. Well, we're trying to play towards this Wrath mostly. Unfortunately, this Dragon Rage is a fast clock. We might have to like, try to Declaration in Stone to bait out the counter and then follow up with a Wrath. Opponent's really thinking about this Surveil. If we can clean the board with Momir, well, Pool of Vigorous Growth, and the amount of mana we have, we should be able to stabilize and win from here. Opponent gets Lurrus. Grows Dragon Rage. Goes attacking for a lot. Down to 8. I'll play the land. Declaration in Stone. We can't pay the 2. Opponent gets to draw. We can pay the 1. There's the Memory Lapse. Wrath of God. We will see. We resolved our Wrath. Our opponent does have the Lurrus to rebuild. Oh, it could be close. Going to be close. This is going to be up to Momir. There's the Lurrus. What's it getting back? Dragon's Rage Channeler. Opponent passes. Well, Declaration in Stone Lurrus. Another Memory Lapse. That's not good. That's not good at all. All right, so opponents drawn many memory lapses. Oh, we have 2 Hearthstone choices, and I don't know which one's best. We make a random 5-drop, but then our opponent gets to replay. You know what? I think we gotta conjure Tome of the Infinite. See if we can hit a removal spell. Lightning Bolt or Swords to Plowshares is what we really need. Come on, Tome. Force Spike. Well, that is the downside of. Of playing these random Hearthstone cards is sometimes you need a bolt and you get a very useless Force Spike. Sprite Dragon. And now we should just be dead. Opponent hits us to 1. Adonto Vanguard. Well, maybe we're not literally dead, just figuratively. So, what options do we have? Not many good ones. Well, let's conjure. Good card this time. They could have Memory Lapse number 40, too. Fog is actually kind of hilarious. That is actually a card that could help save us. Let's... Declaration Stone Lurrus. Oh, geez. Oh, wait. Force Spike. That does do something. Ha-ha! Got him! Opponent surveils. Lurrus goes away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, into the north. Get a land. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Fog you. Go. Oh. All right, we're staying alive. Hearthstone style. Momir style. About it. Sacking, looking for a bird spell. I don't think they can play that much burn, though, because they're playing all these counters in Unholy Heat, so they can't have that much face burn. Opponent attacks, 0 damage. Now a Wrath would be sweet if it resolved. Although I guess not that sweet, because there's still a Danto Vanguard. Esper Sentinel. Wow, that is an insanely good draw. Now let's Tome of the Infinite. Ponder. Pay the 1. Okay, there's the counter. Should we do the... Let's do the sneaky good game. Let's see if we can get him. Grifter or genius? We're about to find out. Maybe genius? Did it work? Did it work? Oh my god, I think we tricked him. Let me know in the comments what you think about that play. Is that, I mean, we're still probably going to lose this game. Let me know what you think about that play. Is that across the line? Or is that just using everything we have access to our benefit? Well, we need to hit a big flyer. Oh, we need to hit a big life-linking flyer. Come on, Momir. Big life-linking flyer. That doesn't do it. This time it's a real good game. I will say I'm having fun playing this deck. Win or loss, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Against the odds time. We are Momiring in Historic this week, playing some Hearthstone Tribal. Fortunately, no Hearthstone cards in our hand at the moment. Esper Sentinel. Well, sadly, our opponent's going to get to draw a card here, but we need to ramp. Snug Over Island, go. Castle Ardenvale. Luminarch Aspirants. Well, we're going to need to draw a Wrath, I guess. Gets and hits us. Play the land. Baffling End. Jeez, you get to draw another card. Get rid of Esper Sentinel. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Rally the ranks. Yeah, let's memory lapse it. Dauntless Bodyguard. Opponent hits us. Down to 60. Well, Hydroid crosses. See if we can hit a land. Not a great crosses. All right, we do hit the land. Tap land. Go. If we can find a Wrath at some point, I'm probably going to feel pretty good about where we're at. Whether or not we can find a Wrath before we get human, though. Giving our opponent those 2 extra cards off of Esper Sentinel felt pretty bad. All right, opponent's running it all out. Grows the Dauntless Bodyguard, goes attacking, no blocks. Down to 10. We draw another counter that doesn't do anything. And this is not the hand we really want to draw against White Weenie. Land for our opponent. Ranger Captain of Eos. Gets a Esper Sentinel. Plays the Esper Sentinel. Counter on Aspirant. Well, cycle. Mega Shark. Oh my god, another memory lapse. Well, drawing only memory lapses is not going to win us this game. Those are the first cards we are going to take out when we go to sideboarding. Wrath, please. All right, opponent's going to sack. Sure. We draw Momir, that we can't cast this turn. We pass the turn. Opponent adapts. Another Ranger Captain of Eos. Gets another Esper Sentinel. Plays an Esper Sentinel. Cracks Ranger Captain of Eos. Self with Cathar. All right, well, we got to draw the Wrath now. We get 2 shots at it because we get to cycle. Can we find a Wrath? Growth Spiral is not a Wrath. Kill the Esper Sentinel. Drop to 2. Growth Spiral. Sure, you get to draw a card. I mean, this actually doesn't matter because we can't draw land and Wrath. All right, well, on to sideboarding. Good news is, I feel like this is a good matchup for our deck. That was some awkward running, but I feel like this is the matchup that we want to play. Thank God, get rid of these absolutely painful memory lapses. Not the matchup to draw 3 of those in a row, that is for sure. There are some matchups where drawing 3 of those in a row would be insane, but not against White Weenie. All right, we get to play first. Okay. Still no Wraths. We got Ramp and we got Momir, though, which is something. Opponent, land. Esper Sentinel, of course. Into the north, you get to draw a card. These Esper Sentinels have been quite literally going off for our opponent. Land for our opponent. Another Esper Sentinel. And a Selfless Cathar goes attacking. Declaration in stone. Pay and pay. Get rid of those very obnoxious Esper Sentinels. A Wrath would still be spectacular. Opponent, Luminarch Aspirant. Grows the Cathar, goes attacking. Well, Pool of Vigorous Growth. Into the north. Tap land. All right, so we take our beats. Next turn, we get to spin for a 6 or a 7. Assuming we don't draw a Wrath. Boros Elite. Selfless Cathar. Grows the Dork. Goes attacking. Wrath, please. We got like 6 in our deck. Cultivate. 1, 2, 3. Well, make a 6. Discard the Cultivate. Draw some cards. Play the tap land. Thalia's Lieutenant to grow all the Dorks. Opponent, Luminarch Aspirant. Counter on Aspirant, goes attacking. Well, we're going to take 10. That is a lot. Down to 3. Wrath? No. Well, okay. Baffling End. Get rid of Luminarch Aspirant. Hydroid Crosses. X2. Go up to 4. Land. Make a 2-drop. Discard the Shock Land. Pass the turn. I mean, we're holding on. Just barely. Thalia's Lieutenant. Grows the Dorks. Opponent goes attacking. Well, kill Thalia's Lieutenant. Chump, chump. Not a Wrath. Play the land. Crosses X4. Declaration in stone. Make a 1-drop. Discard Tome. No attacks. I think we might have Momir stabilized, even without the Wrath. Maybe. Thraben Inspector. Opponent's investigating like crazy. All the clues. Grows the Dorks. Dauntless Bodyguard. Grows the Dork. Opponent passes. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3. Tome of the Infinite. Dues of Conjuring. Lightning Bolt, Swords to Plowshares. Those would be the best. A Fog, I guess, is actually not horrible. Assault Strobe, the worst. Giant Growth, also on the worst list. Well, get rid of Lieutenant. Give our opponent even more clues. Play the land. Make a 4. Is it time to start attacking? Probably. Hit you a little bit. Opponent down to 16 past the turn. Well, we got a plan. We got both of our pieces. So we conjure and Momir every turn. Hopefully that is going to get us there. Luminarch Aspirant to grow the Dorks. Sure. Opponent. Combat. Grows Bodyguard. Passes. Well, conjure. Something good? Dark Ritual. Let's make an 8. You know, we should probably just make a 9. I actually don't know what number's better. Discard the Dark Ritual. Random 9-drop is big. It is big. Yeah, pass the turn. I hope that making a 9-drop every turn beats our opponent. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very sad. Opponent grows the Dorks. Lots of Thalia's Lieutenants. Counter on. Luminarch Aspirant. And opponent passes. Conjure. Something good? So far, we've been whiffing on Tome like crazy. Okay, Lightning Bolt's actually kind of legit. Let's make an 8. Leave up. Oh, opponent. Okay. Momir value too much. Our hits were not really good with any of our cards, but we just got to spin them enough times that the value adds up. Even though we were spinning into not the best 9-drops and not hitting the best conjures with Tome, if you do it enough times, like sooner or later, well, I'm surprised we won that because we did not have a Wrath. That was a hand without a Wrath against aggro with a lot of Thalia's Lieutenants, and we still managed to get there. Yeah, I think we mulligan that. All right, this isn't exciting, but we'll keep. Still gonna need a Wrath if we can live that long. Opponent. Tap land. Well, Breeding Pool go. Opponent. Tap land. Thankfully, it's not Esper-Sentinel. Into the north. Snow-covered island. Go. Ooh, come on, Wrath. Come on, Wrath. Luminarch Aspirant, gonna start growing the dorks. Sure, hits us. Well, Hinterland Harbor. Tome of the Infinite. Conjure. Please not Assault. So, okay, Lightning Bolt's good. Lightning Bolt's good. That's a hit. That is a hit. Opponent. Boros Elite. Hopefully they don't have Thalia's Lieutenant. All right, Return of the Ranks is good, but not Thalia's Lieutenant. All right, Wrath, please, Magic Gods. We could really use a Wrath. Opponent name's Human. Luminarch Aspirant grows itself. Hits us down to 12. Not a Wrath. Well, play the land. Conjure. Giant Growth. Okay. Pass the turn. Dauntless Bodyguard. Well, Lightning Bolt, Luminarch Aspirant. Another Thraben Inspector. Another Dauntless Oh boy, that's a clock. Yeah. And a lot of protection too. Opponent. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good at all. Opponent hits us. I'll make a shark. Actually, maybe we just grow Spiral. Opponent hits us. Grow Spiral. Put a land into play. Hits us to 7. We draw. Declaration in Stone is not bad. Well, let's conjure. Assault Strobe. Doesn't do anything. Declaration in Stone. Pass the turn. I mean, I think we can survive one more turn, but not well. Oh, now we can't. Wow, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So that's lethal no matter what we do. Yeah? Oh, I couldn't find the Wrath. Couldn't find the Wrath. Against the odds time, we are Hearthstoning. Playing some Hearthstone Tribal in a Historic, and a little awkward that we don't have green mana, but we're going to keep this. Once we find our green mana, we can ramp into Pool, and that's kind of sweet. Llanowar Elves. Ugh, more pools. All right. We could use some mana to cast our pools rather than Pools Arena, please. If our opponent's elves, which they might be, or Stompy, gonna need to hit a Wrath. All right, there's Stompy. Well, that is green mana. All right, Pool of Vigorous Growth. Here we go. We might be too far behind here, though. Opponent got off to the quick start. We're gonna need to find a Wrath, and this is gonna start drawing cards. Ugh. Another Pelt Collector, and another Pelt Collector. Well, Wrath or bust. Opponent gets to draw a card. Heads us to 12. Well, Momir for 3. We need the greatest 3-drop of all time. Discard Pool. Abzan Falconer. All right. Well, that can block a Llanowar Elves. The real value from Pool is once we get to like 6, 7. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, Wrath or bust. We gotta literally top deck one of our Wraths or we're dead. Not a Wrath. Well, spin for 4. Maybe we can spin into a Wrath. Is there a 4-mana creature Wrath? Please, Magic Gods. Common Dinosaur. All right. Sure. Oh, all right. Deck and Stone in. Baffling End in. Wrath of God in. Settle the Wreckage in. Pretty much just bringing all the removal. Go down, I think Memory Lapse, and run it like that. Oh, if we had hit a Wrath there, I think we would have won. All right, we get to play first. And I got to mulligan that, unfortunately. Well, this will keep. It's a little ways away from being good. Land, go, about it. Llanowar Elves. Well, land and cycle Shark Typhoon to try to hit mana. Land for our opponent. Ronas. Well, cycle for 0. Not a land. Also not a land. Well, get rid of Ronas. Uh-oh. Well, one of the downsides about playing Hearthstone in Magic is in Hearthstone, you're just guaranteed to hit your land drop every turn. Very much not the case in Magic, as we're seeing here. Pack Leader. If we go land, well, that is a land. Tome of the Infinite. We need to get to these Wraths. We got 2 Wraths. The question is, can we get to them before we're dead? Or so far behind that it doesn't matter. All right, opponent cracks. And pallet collector. Land off the top here is so spectacular. Oh my goodness, it's like game-winning spectacular. Come on, deck. Land. Land. We don't even care which one. Oh dear. Well, conjure. All right. Well, we're going to take a pew. Oh, we really need that land. Hearthstone has failed us. Opponent goes to combat. Hits us for about $1 billion. Draws a card. Wow. Yeah, missing that Wrath for a turn is so much damage. We can Dark Ritual Wrath next turn, which we'll do if we gotta. Old Growth Troll. Less than ideal. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Wrath. Old Growth Troll does its thing, though. Tap land. Go. Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, because we took that one big hit, we're at the point where we just, like, can't take damage for the rest of the game, which is a really bad spot to be. Save us Hearthstone. We need to hit a removal spell. All right, that's a Swords. Cultivate. All right, this gives us a bit of hope. Get a couple lands, put one into play, play the other one. All right, well, we can sword something so we're not just dead. All right, opponent makes a troll. Sure. Untaps. Land. Opponent goes to combat. Well, sword, scavenging ooze. Staying alive, down to 2. Oh, I think we would have won this for sure if we'd hit that Wrath on time. Well, we will Wrath of God. Conjure. Well, Force Spike, we'll see. Land for our opponent passes. Well, land, Pool of Vigorous Growth. It's time to make creatures. Discard Tome, make a 5-drop. It's a 2/2, all right? Got him. Opponent plays a land, passes. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'd make a 7-drop. Come on, Momir. Come on, Momir. Discard Growth Spiral. Meteor Golem. Also not especially helpful. I mean, it's a blocker. It is a blocker. Maybe we're going to be okay after all. Opponent. Lair of the Hydra. Okay. It's kind of working. It's kind of working. Our random cards have been horrible, but they are cards, technically. They are bodies on the battlefield to keep us from getting attacked. Conjuring that Swords was key. If we didn't conjure that Swords, we would have lost. So we got the 10%er. I guess we could hit a Bolt too, but still, we got pretty lucky. Turns on Lair of the Hydra. Are they going to do some fighting? All right, fights, sure. Well, let's conjure a spell, see what we hit. Swords? Well, the life gain's not the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Momir a 5-drop. Discard into the north. All right, hit a Loathsome Troll. This has vigilance, right? All right, hit ya. Down to 18. If it's in your graveyard, you can roll dice to potentially get it back, okay? I mean, we can block this Lair Hydra for days with our Momir, and we can gain some life, which is actually, like, kind of relevant. Opponent, Lair the Hydra. Oh, I can't even get through the troll. Are we gonna get Force Spike? Oh, boom. Force Spike him. Untap, 1, 2. Well, let's conjure with Tome of the Infinite. Dark Ritual. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make an 8. Something big and bad. Discard the Wrath. All right, well, it is big. Go attacking. Play the tap land. I mean, that's not a great 8-drop, but I mean, a 9/9 is, that's a big boy. That's a big boy, opponent. Land. And GG's. We got there with Momir. We Momired him. Wow. All right, run it back like that. I mean, that's our recipe. I was a little nervous when we missed our land drop to hit the Wrath on time, but even though we took that big hit of damage, it proved to be enough in the end. That is the recipe for success. The Wrath is key. We're on the draw. Momir versus Mono Green. Wow, this would be putting a lot of faith into Tome of the Infinite. I think we mulligan this. We do have both of our Hearthstone cards. I feel like we really need a Wrath or removal spell spell, though. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, now we got to try to get lucky. Bottom and... Oh, boy. Yeah, bottom and Oh, this is horrible. Well, I guess we should have kept that first hand. That first hand was way better than this. We hit a land, but it's not one that lets us cast anything. I guess it lets us cycle Shark Typhoon, which is something. Land for our opponent. Pack leader. Well, land. Go. Could use some green mana. Sadly, 2 Pool of Vigorous Growth around the bottom. Opponent gets and hits us. Sure. Down to 17. Land. Scavenging Ooze. Green mana? All right, green mana. Cultivate. Forest and Island. Well, now we need our Momir cards. We did shuffle them back in, so they're no longer on the bottom at least. Land for our opponent. Pumps the pack leader. Hits us for a bunch. Draws a card. Well, let's Wrath. Play the land. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Okay, that's real bad for us. Shifting Ceratops hits us. Down to 5. Well, pass the turn. This is not a great place to be. Not a great place at all. Opponent. I mean, we were on the mull to 5, so the fact that we're alive at all is pretty helpful. Oh, please attack with that lair of the Hydra. Fire that up. They're thinking about it. You can see the hovering. All right, here it comes. Opponent goes to combat. This is the best case scenario because we get to settle the wreckage. Get rid of both of them. Untap Crossus, I think? Unless we draw something better. Growth Spiral. Untap. Well, Crossus for 4. Go up to 6. Definitely nervous about another Shifting Ceratops. Tap land, go. Ceratops doesn't just kill us, I don't think. Unless they also have like Blizzard Brawl or something. Land for our opponent. 4 cards in hand. Scavenging Ooze, that's okay. That doesn't kill us. Scavenging Ooze, that is also okay. Still doesn't kill us. Oh, now we need Momir. Temple Garden. How do we want to do this? The oozes can get pretty big. Let's just play the tap land and pass. I think our plan here is to make a shock to block with. Shark. A shark to block with. And we also get to cycle to dig for Pool of Vigorous Growth. Opponent gonna grow the dork. So it's still a somewhat scary place to be. Depending on what's in our opponent's hand. Grows the oozes. Gonna play around the Snapcaster that will soon be reprinted in Innistrad, perhaps. Yeah. Eats, untaps. Do they have a fight spell? Ronas. Well, that is long-term sketchy. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, make a shark. Block and block. Oh, this might have worked out. They can pump with Ronas. I think they were thinking they can pump for lethal, but I think we might be good now. They can pump and kill the shark, but Crossus lives. And we drew another Crossus. Okay. Staying alive. So we kill both oozes. We keep our shark. We go to 6. Wow, Declaration in Stone. Yeah, let's Declaration in Stone. Get rid of Ronas. Grow Spiral. Into the north. No attacks. No Ceratops, please. Opponent gonna crack the clue. Sure. Pel Collector, that's fine. Pel Collector, that's still fine. Opponent passes. Well, crosses for 8. Can we find a Momir? Yes, we can. No attacks. All right, now we get to start spinning Momir, and I think we're good. We found both of our Hearthstone cards. Wow, on the mull to 5, on the draw against aggro. Hearthstone. Steel Leaf Champion, certainly. Grows the Pel Collectors. Passes. Well, I mean, we're going to have fun. Pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make an 8 drop. Discard Pool. Actually, maybe we keep that and discard. Yeah, let's discard Growth Spiral. Jadzy. Okay. No attacks. We could Wrath, but it's so tempting to just play things. Rexage. Kills the Pool. We do have another one. Jazzy is kind of a hit, potentially. Jazzy with Tome is cute, because that gives us spells to cast. I think they have Blizzard Brawl as their last card. You can see him hovering, thinking about fighting. Opponent, combat, passes. Well, Tome of the Infinite. Conjure. Pool of Vigorous Growth. Oh, they could have a Wrath, couldn't they? They could have a spell that protects them from a Wrath. Yeah, let's just pass and play it safe. I really don't want to lose from here because we've stabilized. Opponent grows Spell Collectors. If our opponent gets empty-handed, then we'll probably Wrath. Well, make a little shark. Ooh, Deck and Stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's conjure first. Swords is good. Very good. Make a 6. Discard 4 Spike. Oh my god, Morag. Okay, is that lethal? I think it is. Hit ya. Temple Garden. We Momir didn't do it. We Momir into. Oh, we Momir into lethal. Yes. Oh, that was so good. I kind of love this deck. It's so random. It's so random. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. So what did we learn this week about Momir, our Historic Control? And I don't think the deck is actually very good, but it sometimes is very good. We got to see the full it's Momir. We got to see the full Momir experience. It really plays like a Momir deck in a 60-card competitive constructed format. We got to see games where we were able to just steal wins by hitting the right thing with Pool of Vigorous Growth, with our Tome of the Infinite. We saw those games. We also saw games where Tome of the Infinite kept giving us Assault Strobes when we had no creatures, and we weren't able to do anything. We saw games where Pool of Vigorous Growth would hit some of the absolute worst possible options, like 4-mana 2/2s and so forth, and just give us no value at all. So we saw the good and the bad. I think overall, I played a bunch of games with the deck. The record overall, I don't know, maybe like 35% match win percentage, 30. It's not a super competitive record, but the deck is super fun. And I think that's the most important thing. I really love playing this deck. It's not because it's a good deck, because I don't think it is a good deck. Although, as I said, sometimes it's a good deck and you hit the right thing and it's insane. The variance is too high, but it's just fun to play. I've always loved Momir. Momir has always been one of my under the radar favorite formats. I can't play Momir forever. I play it for a while and then I get tired of the crazy randomness of it. But in small doses, Momir is an absolute blast to play. It is one of my favorite formats to play, and this brings that same exact feeling over to 60-card constructed. You just don't know what's going to happen. Every single turn, when you activate Pool of Vigorous Growth, you're holding your breath because you know with that one activation, you could be winning or losing the game on the spot based on a roll of the die, a flip of a coin, and you just don't know what's going to happen. Same with Tome of the Infinite to a lesser, smaller extent. So the deck is just so random, so fun, so crazy. We saw absurd things. We saw lots of losses along the way, but I really enjoyed it. This deck is super fun, even if it isn't that competitive. So that is Momir Historic Control. That's been our Against the Odds deck for this week. I hope you enjoyed Momir coming to 60-card formats. You enjoyed the absurdity of the randomness. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Did you enjoy today's Historic Against the Odds deck? Well, make sure to check out last week's episode, where we look to combo off with our new Historic Planeswalker, Davriel Dealbroker.